All-Star Game. The U.S. Army, the all-you-can-be. Capital One, what's in your wallet? And by Aflac, get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
HBCU All-Star Game in Phoenix. Time to meet the team named after the NBA champ in 1989, Team Rick Mahorn.
Mahorn, known as Rick Mahorn, big and strong, rarely one to get along. Feared by opponents and teammates alike, not scared of the moment he came to fight each day and night. He played like his life depended on it, and Hartford played harder than anyone did. With reckless abandon, when owned 18 school records at Hampton, a 3-time NAIA All-American, led the nation in rebounds, can't keep down a champion. First Hampton University player ever drafted to the NBA, a given, great decision. That attitude he taking with him, labeled villain even before joining the fabled Pistons, and won the title playing with them. The bad boys, they would be called for their brand of bully ball, with Rick the baddest of them all. Mahorn the enforcer, his game bordered on torture. Far from a coward, he put the power in forward. A 4-time All-Star, all-defensive performer.
That physicality, no joke from Rick Mahorn. The coach is Lavelle Moten, the head coach, North Carolina Central. And coaching alongside Alfred Jordan, head coach at Clark Atlanta University. So those are the coaches. How about the student athletes?
Alan B-Train, Norfolk State. My biggest influence is my son.
My name is Christian Brown, come from Tennessee State. And my biggest admirer is my mother. Shout out to you.
Raekwon Brown, South Carolina State University. And my biggest influence is my family.
Fred Cleveland from North Carolina Central University. My biggest influence is my family. They help me strive to be the best I can be every day.
My name is Jadarius Harris from North Carolina Central University. And my biggest influence will be my family and also my late friend, Devin Butts.
Jason Jatobo, Tennessee State University. My biggest influence is Dickie Simpson.
Chris Martin, B. Clark Atlanta University. And my biggest influence is my family.
I'm Ashanti Price. I'm from Benedict College, and my biggest influence is my parents.
What's going on? My name is Jordan Simpson. I'm representing Albany State University, and my biggest influence is Kawhi Leonard. He has a great offensive game and great defensive game. What more can you ask for in a player?
Seth Towns, Howard University. Biggest influence is Franz Fanon.
Christian Wells, I go to Loyola College. My biggest influence, my mother, my father. They did everything for me from birth, and I can never repay them.
Cedric Wilcox Jr., Hampton University. My biggest influence would have to be my mother. During 2019 COVID, she battled with breast cancer and she won, so I feel like if she can go through that battle and win, I can keep going and fight through any battle.
Some tremendous stories amongst the bunch. So those are the athletes for Team Rick Mahorn. Now, similarly, if they get the win, fellas, who will be the driving forces behind these teams?
I'm going to go with the guy that has been outstanding all year long, Fred Cleveland Jr. He gets it done at 15 points a game, also 5 assists and 4 boards. Plays a lot bigger than he is. Reminds me of the guy sitting to my right here as a floor general, getting it done, playing with great smarts and purpose, and all MEAC first team.
Yeah, I like Seth Towns in this game. Independent of his injury history, this guy is a two-way player. He's a eminent stretch four, plays with energy, finishes inside through contact. I just really love his entire story. Looking forward to seeing him play.
All right, for the first time in this game broadcast, let's check in with Howard alum, AJ Ross.
That's right. I'm holding it down for Howard University. I'm with Coach Lavelle Moten, who's holding it down for North Carolina Central University. What does it mean for you to be coaching in this HBCU All-Star game? And what has been your main message to these guys today?
You know, it's extremely personal for me because I'm an HBCU graduate of North Carolina Central. I had the fortune to coach at my alma mater. And just to see these guys display their talents on the national platform and show the world nationally, you know, what HBCU basketball is all about. I think it's beautiful.
I think it's beautiful what you said, and I'm also joined by Coach Johnny Jones, representing Texas Southern University. Explain to me what this means for you to coach at this HBCU All-Star game and what you've said as far as the opportunity for these guys today.
Well, it's really exciting to be a part of something so special. Tremendous event, great stage, tremendous crowd, and I couldn't be more excited to be a part of the special occasion.
Well, best of luck to you both today. We'll be watching. Back to you guys.
Oh, great stuff. As we take a look at the starting lineups presented by Intuit TurboTax. So you look at Team Ben Wallace, Vaishon Dyson, Bethune-Cookman, P.J. Henry out of Texas Southern, Jordan Smith, Grambling, Jeremiah Kendall, Alcorn State, Rashad Williams, Arkansas at Pine Bluff. There's Cleveland, Price, Beach-Trans, Towns, and Jitbo for Team Rick Mahorn.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're live on CBS. Make some noise!
Grand Canyon University is the host. The third installment of the HBCU All-Star Game. Pre-game was great, a setup of the backgrounds of a lot of the student athletes and their stories throughout the year. But this is about celebrating and having some fun on a stage, a national stage, also in front of some scouts.
It's a great, great opportunity, and it's big and broad from an exposure standpoint, from an opportunity standpoint, from a celebration and coronation standpoint. This is a reward for the way these young men have performed all season long.
So it's Team Rick Mahorn. They're wearing the white. Team Ben Wallace in the navy blue. And I don't anticipate we'd see many fouls in an all-star game for our first possession. Here's one.
But you see, Coach Lavelle Moten came out to start this game by trying to set up a little backdoor lob. Because you know players are really excited to start a game. So you're thinking you can catch one of the guys overplaying and get a little bit of a backdoor to get the crowd involved.
Asante Price at the free throw line at Benedict College. Hometown Columbia, South Carolina.
You know, one of the elements of this all-star game, obviously these are all-star players, but there's a component here because of NBA scouts and pro scouts being here where these guys are going to seek to compete at a high level and show the best version of themselves in this kind of environment.
Yeah, you'll see some defense being played. You'll see some plays run like we saw the very first action of the game. Off a screen, that's Rashad Williams out of Arkansas Pine Bluff, the Detroit native.
And one of the things, we talked to some scouts, and they thought that pro day was outstanding, but they were really impressed with Rashad Williams.
Yeah, and I can see why. Great range, good looking shot there.
And the game is just one checkpoint in basically a week long of activities that these players participated.
Well, when you got a guy, he understands when you make a mistake defensively, you got to war over that screen and get over it a lot tougher if you want to slow down Rashad Williams.
Exactly. Oh, good look.
Underneath, Jitbo had it altered under the basket, and it scooped up. Team Ben Wallace's Williams on the run. Did not hit that baseline. Alan Beatran out of Norfolk State delivers to Fred Cleveland Jr. Shows off the range. The HBCU Division I Player of the Year. Waste no time.
37% three-point shooting. You can see why right there.
Jordan Smith lines it up and connects.
And see what happens when you make a mistake and you don't get the correct switches, then you're going to get two on the ball, and George Smith will make you pay.
Ooh, that's butter. Fred Cleveland Jr. splashes down another. Williams right back. A little strong.
Well, I love the pace that Cleveland Jr. plays with. He's obviously knocked down a couple of threes, but he can create too.
Couple of years at NCCU. Jitbo with a hook shot short.
You probably need to get Jitbo a little deeper in the paint.
Yeah, I agree.
Jitbo out of Tennessee State. 6'11", the tallest on Team Rick Mahorn. How about this? Cleveland. The 30-footer wasn't close enough. He needed to go a little farther. Smith is fouled. So Grambling State's Jordan Smith out of New Orleans to the free throw line.
Well, here you see Jordan Smith. He can score it at all three levels. Had an outstanding season and postseason for Grambling State. Plays bigger than he is, but displays a nice touch.
And Fred Cleveland Jr., his range is when he gets off the bus.
That's right, in the gym, in the gym range, Avery.
Yes.
So Avery, with Jordan Smith at the line, do you take pride in the fact that he's a New Orleans product, or shake your head at the fact that he went to Grambling?
Yeah, I forgive him for Grambling. But no, we're all one big happy family. And anytime you see a kid out of New Orleans, I know the adversity that he had to fight through just to get to that point. And would love to see him and all of these young men have a great career.
Defender falls. Price can't get it. Transition Williams scoops it home. 1 year at Pine Bluff after transferring from St. Louis, Rashawn Williams.
Oh, nice take by B-Tran to split those defenders right there. Oh, what a pass.
Don't look down because transition is coming. Jeremiah Kendall on the board.
Nice look ahead by Williams, too.
That's what scouts are looking for. Can you pass it ahead on time and on target?
There are some growing pains, a couple of loose practices over the last couple of days, but the familiarity isn't exactly stellar.
And typically you see these games even out and establish a rhythm and a pace as you go on. There's excitement, some nerves, as you might expect.
Kendall, pure. From the Bronx, Jeremiah Kendall.
In this set, what we call an open pick and roll, a lot of teams use that, kind of four out, utilize the big guy instead of pick and roll to create some space.
Can you tell within the first few minutes of a game which of the guys have that like MVP trigger in their mind as they, especially Cleveland comes out of the gate and shoots a couple of 30-footers?
Well, when you look at him being the point guard,
yes,
he obviously has a great feel for the game. He's got a tremendous stroke. I'd like to see him create some opportunities for his teammates here in the half court as we're getting ready for some substitutions as we approach our first media timeout.
Yeah,
looks like Johnny Jones is going to do wholesale. Well, it looks like both coaches are going to do wholesale substitutions.
So this is probably a pre-plan, in terms of both coaches getting on the same page. Maybe we'll have some wholesale changes to start, but you're not going to have any wholesale changes in the last 5 minutes of this game.
When it comes winning time, you're going to try to find your best combination.
About to say, who earned those minutes?
Yep.
Those closing minutes. So Darius Harris out of North Carolina Central University, playing for his head coach, Coach Moten, on the sideline. Great reach. Brandon Davis out of Southern, right in front of Avery Johnson, but misses the three.
Overshot him. Right idea by Brown. And
so that is a turnover. We've seen some spectacular plays so far. Of course, threes being launched, getting to the rim, the all-star flair in Phoenix. You got to get your popcorn ready for the best of HBCU college basketball. Tournament winners, Division II ranks. Lincoln Lions, they took home their first CIAA crown since joining the conference again in 2009. Clark Atlanta, they won the SIAC tournament for Jordan's first full year. Division I, Grambling State, they won the SWAC, and also a first four game in its first ever NCAA tournament. And then Howard won its second straight MEAC title. Shouts to A.J. Ross. Wing three, Brown a little strong. Tiptoe on the rebound, but it's brought in by Christian Wells at a Lemoyne Owen College. Another turnover.
Oh, nice Euro step.
O'Neal leaves it for Charles Smith. Prairie View A&M zone. Panthers this year, 10-21. Coach Byron Smith. Chris Martin sends into the lane. Wells in traffic.
And right now, Clark, it doesn't look like we got a lot of shot blockers out here on the...
No, we've got primarily wings and guards out there, Avery.
Yeah.
Which makes for a potentially entertaining brand of ball. You figure these guys all can put it on the floor and get to the rim.
We saw it just there with Brandon Davis.
So a lot of times when you don't have shot blocking, even in transition right here, nice little pass. There's no real last line of defense, but I love the unselfishness.
Yeah, exactly. Christian Wells able to make a nice strong cut and then finish on the nice pass.
Well, we know his dad, Bonzi, wasn't much of a passer.
Well, you can say that. I won't. Bonzi had a heck of an all-around game.
Tomorrow at 5 Eastern on CBS Sports Network, join our hoops experts, the latest tournament highlights and insights as they get you ready for Monday night's championship mayhem on March Madness 360. UConn and Purdue did their thing yesterday in Glendale.
Yes, they did. The matchup everybody anticipated and many would like to see is right in front of us.
A throwback matchup of traditional centers in that game. That'll be fun.
Looking forward to it.
Charles Smith, only season at Prairie View A&M, played in all 30 games, a little long. Raekwon Brown at a Mississippi Valley State. What a story. They had their one win and quite the celebration when they got that win this season. Another giveaway.
It's always a balance when you're playing in all-star games. You know, how quickly do you shoot the basketball? Because you don't want to come down 5, 7 possessions in a row without any ball movement.
Right, exactly. And then again, these guys have come together as all-stars. They've had limited practice time, so it usually takes a little time to get into some rhythm. But I'll tell you what, O'Neal has made a beautiful pass and a nice little mid-range jumper there.
Hustling on the other side for Team Rick Mahorn. Christian Brown can't finish. Get it back in the backcourt. There's Wells. Bonzi Wells lays it in.
Oh, he looks, I mean, he's built just like physically imposing at about 6'5", 6'6", and knows what to do with it when he catches it in that paint.
Yeah, nice little shifty move. It's great when you see you can use that body control.
Yeah, rips down that rebound.
Sure did.
Well said, when he got the call to be selected to the All-Star game, he started crying a little bit. It really meant something for him to be recognized.
He's playing like it does.
Brown trying to scoop it in, draws the contact. Let's go back to Christian Wells.
Yeah, it's like the parting of the Red Sea here. A little split between two defenders. I don't think anybody sometimes in All-Star game do they want to give their body up and take a charge. It's just a charge game.
No, it's not a charge game, Avery. You know, you knew the answer to that question before you posted.
It's run and showcase. Not exactly grit and grind.
But I love the competitive spirit. We've covered the HBCU All-Star game the last couple of years.
Yep.
Now, it's different from an NBA All-Star game.
Correct.
Totally different.
Yeah.
These guys will die for long.
No, they're getting after it. They'll get after it. Yep. Both ends. 2 misses there.
And the game is not the only part of this week for the student athletes. A combine over the previous couple of days. Practice as well. Wells using the jab step. To the corner. That three is perfect. That's Tedrick Wilcox Jr. from Hampton University.
I'll tell you what, I like the way Christian Wells has approached this thing. That time, just a little pseudo penetration and pitch. Right on time, on target with the pass. Moten looking at the three, unable to get it to go down.
Yeah, Wilcox Jr. was a young man out of high school that had several Power 5 offers, the likes of Clemson, Missouri, Kansas State, so he was very highly recruited.
Christian Brown knocks it down out the gorgeous setup.
Team Mahorn, after being down a couple of possessions, tied it up.
Moten play makes to the corner. Jordan O'Neal halfway down.
Nice play, though, by Moten. Get that penetration and get his teammate a wide-open corner three. Nice find.
Wells is fouled. Flying up and down the floor on each side.
Good action all the way around. Christian Brown. Take all 3 of these, Avery.
Let us march on till
Before the game, Lift Every Voice, sung by Tegan Williams. An absolutely beautiful rendition. That's the daughter of Travis Williams, who is the founder and CEO of the HBCU All-Star Events.
Big shout out to Travis and his family. Yes, that was a beautiful rendition of Lift Every Voice and sing. I would be nervous at her singing in front of all these people. But, man, Travis has done a tremendous job. Great visionary. Man, and this HBCU All-Star is just getting bigger and better.
It sure is, and it's foundation on the principles of exposure, access, recognition, and then also opportunities, resources, and really exposing these guys to what they can do, not only in the game, but through connecting to other people, being educated, and then trying to enhance their lives for the better.
And as you both, with AJ, documented in the pregame, starting to become quite a legacy of former participants in this event, accomplishing things inside and outside the game of basketball.
Did you guys miss that left-handed?
That was pretty crazy.
No, I saw it.
Now, I know you guys love dunks and three-point shots, but those are the type of passes that gets me out of my seat.
Talking one of the best passers that college basketball has ever seen.
No doubt.
Avery Johnson, standout at Southern University in Baton Rouge. That's a gorgeous step back. Fred Cleveland Jr. has come out taking names from Team Rick Mahorn.
Chris, he's got a lot of games. A lot of games. Can handle it, can pass it. Good defense right there. Comes up with the steal.
And then a foul on Team Ben Wallace. There's always more to see on a mountain of entertainment. Catch new Champions League matches, a huge new season of Halo, and blockbuster movies like Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
And Clark, you know this, with a young man like Fred Cleveland Jr., terrific maestro, what are NBA teams looking for? They're looking for a guy that can come in, bring this type of energy, be a difference, be a spark plug. And that's why he has a chance.
He does. I mean, he's got great speed. He's got a tremendous stroke. He's already made 4 threes now.
12 points, 4 of 5 from three-point range. Team Mahorn on an 18-2 run. Trying to end it. Richardson won't go.
Boy, good push ahead right there by Cleveland Jr.
B-Trans.
But that's good basketball overall. You see the pass ahead, the ball movement. When that ball has energy, it can make a huge difference.
That's not quite as good a shot as the last one.
Team Ben Wallace 0 for their last 12 now from 3, which, I mean, it is Team Ben Wallace after all. It's not like he made a lot of threes either. But great defensively.
Good point there, Chris, but I'd love to see them try to probe and get something inside. They had some success. There's Jeremiah Kendall, just a little off balance, but I'd like to see them move that ball a little bit and try to get something going to the basket.
Cleveland on a string. Flings. Simpson. Bullseye. Jordan Simpson out of Albany State.
Yeah, this guy was #1 in rebounds out of Albany State, 5th in block shots. We know what he can do on the defensive end. He had that little wrinkle consistently to his game. He could be cashing some checks.
Yeah, that's right.
Speaking of cash, Deshaun Dicey cashes in a three-pointer.
Team Wallace needed that. Get this game back, get this deficit back to single digits. Now they got to come up with some stops, and this guy's been terrific, Fred Cleveland Jr.
B-Train can't get it to go, and that's an impressive box out by Jalen Alston from Winston-Salem State.
Good look.
Trey Richardson. Offensive board, Kendall. Jeremiah Kendall draws contact, no whistle, tip back, no. Court chance, how about the hustle? Jalen Alston, fittingly for Team Ben Wallace, dominating the boards.
Buffet-style action right there, Avery. Plenty of seconds. They finally got one to go.
And Jalen Alston, man, you know, he's built like a linebacker.
Yeah, he sure is. So is Kendall. Kendall's got that thick frame as well, Jeremiah Kendall.
Cleveland just missed the 3, but he's having a great start to this.
Yeah, he's got something on his mind, boss. You know, who did you guys talk about one could be the MVP of this game? Remember, I'm a big guy in a small package. Looks are deceiving. You're 5'10", 177 pounds. Yep, 5'9", 165 rather. Yeah. He said, don't give me 5 more pounds, Coach.
Steal, Brown, glides. Oh, the elevator did not reach the top level for Christian Brown.
Yeah, I think he was a tad undecided, and he may have launched himself a tad too soon.
Everything but the finish. Gorgeous spin in the lane and a pretty finish from Jordan Smith.
Yeah, I watched this guy do damage in the SWAC Conference Championship game for Grambling State. And that's exactly what he took. Opportunities mid-range, at the rim, and even showed a three-point shot earlier today.
That's banked in from distance to Darius Harris. Tennessee product. There's a whistle and a foul on the dribble drive, with Williams being knocked down. Speaking of knocked down, step back from Harris, the little kiss off glass. Horn leads the HBCU All-Star Game. Now, Mississippi Valley State, they lost their first 27 games this season, heading into senior night against Prairie View A&M Delta Devils. They're the subject of today's Role Models of Care, presented by Dove Men Plus Care.
Devils are looking for the first win. Dating all the way back to last year. It's game! If that would be game, it would be game. That's now build that first win. First ball, we saw on the court. And then we're on the court. We're on the court. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's the whole difference. That's a complex. Mississippi Valley Devils will improve. So 1-27. What a senior. 1-14. The SWAC. Let's go. Led by no one other than Raekwon Brown. Why, thank you, my guy.
Brunson and Andre Williams Jr., they're legends. Speaking of legends, let's go to A.J. Ross, who's with Raekwon Brown.
Right here with Raekwon Brown holding it down for Mississippi Valley State. You were second in the SWAC in scoring, the only player in the SWAC averaging 18 points and 6 boards throughout the season. What are you most proud of when you reflect on your senior season?
What I'm most proud of is playing against some of the top teams this year, staying consistent, staying level-headed, being the best what I can do.
Now you're here playing in the HBCU All-Star Game with the best of the best across HBCUs. What has this experience meant for you?
It's a great experience, networking, learning each other. We played against each other, but now we're on the same team, so it's like a great experience.
And as you talk about experience, this has been something that's all-encompassing throughout this weekend. Not just you all playing, but you've done various activities off of the court as well, giving back to the community. How special has that been?
It was great. Like, we went to the mayor, we met the mayor, we went with the kids, we've just been all over. So it's great to have an experience like this. It's great.
So happy for you and the rest, and we're excited to see the rest of this game with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Back to you guys.
That is Raekwon Brown out of Atlanta. Again, what a story that was. Going till senior day to get that first and only win, and that celebration was so genuine.
Yeah, that was priceless. Yeah, that was awesome. Those announcers were well into it.
And Raekwon Brown had 18 points against a team that's in the national championship game tomorrow, UConn.
Yeah.
If you can score 18 points on UConn, you got some game.
Yes, indeed.
15-5.
So Team Rick Mahorn, their lead down to 3. They led this by double digits as Team Ben Wallace getting into it before halftime. There's Christian Brown at the free throw line out of Tennessee State.
And you know what I love? Look at both of these coaches. I'm talking about HBCU All-Star Game. They're up coaching. They're not sitting now waiting to go have lunch, a late lunch after this game.
No, they're engaged.
Coach Johnny Jones and Coach Moon, they're engaged. They're coaching their players. They're substituting and coaching guys on the bench. So this is not your normal coach's behavior in All-Star Game.
Well, these are two of the most successful coaches in HBCU basketball when you look at Lavelle Moten and Johnny Jones. They've done it at a high level for a while.
Fellas, you know how I know it's serious to them? I don't think they've smiled yet. I think they got that game face on. Tedrick Wilcox Jr. steps in and buries a 3.
Tedrick was a little hot and cold from deep this year, but he was hot on this last one because that's NBA range.
It sure is. Stepped right into it in transition as well. So back and forth. We're going back and forth in this one, guys. One team makes a run, another team runs back. I think that's going to be the way it will be. I think it's going to be that way the rest of the game, especially the way they're substituting with the platoon system. Everybody's fresh. Guys are coming in, locked in to compete.
Competing defensively, too, and that's a great knockaway by Christian Brown.
And I think that's a credit to a lot of folks. Obviously, the players understand it's an all-star game. They've earned the right to be here, but they want to display the right way to play, not necessarily just about entertaining, but about competing. Then you have the leadership on the sidelines. And then I think Travis Williams and what he seeks to instill in these young men as they're selected for this all-star game.
Jordan Smith hits the mid-range. Fade away on the other end. Won't drop. Chris Martin, offensive rebound, poked away. The active hands of Jordan Smith. Open floor basketball. Smith rewarded, but can't finish.
Man, that's why you got to finish with that offhand. He made the right decision, just couldn't finish that play.
8-year college player. Towns misses a three-pointer. Seth Towns at Howard had a great feature on him in the pregame.
Got numbers. Somebody's got to be wide open.
Smith misses the open three. Lob. There it is. Brown could not lasso it in. Williams play makes. Jordan Smith. Line drive is short. Second chance.
Williams.
Rashad Williams. Tip back Smith. Gets it again. Reverse layup. I think he wanted to dunk it.
He was trying to. Just ran out of gas.
Pogo stick underneath.
Yeah, Jordan Smith had a couple of 10 games this year where he had multiple blocks, so we know what he could do on the defensive end. Actually had 5 blocks in the game.
Oh, nice move by Towns on a better pass.
Brown rainbows and buries it.
Excellent work. Anytime you can get that baseline penetration, that corner pass to the 3 is available.
Yeah, that's what we call baseline drive and the baseline drift.
Exactly.
As long as you don't step on the baseline.
Right.
Bring in that extra defender.
Just getting the ins and outs of how to pass. How about how to dunk? Christian Brown hammers it down in Phoenix.
And we talked about Christian Brown, very skilled, versatile, 6'6", 205 pounds.
Got some bounce to him too, Avery.
And he was a 4-star recruit out of the high school Oak Hill.
Right.
Yeah, which it turned out a tremendous amount of players.
Yeah, he was locked into going to an HBCU. He's got plenty of game, though.
Yeah, this was always my dream. In a basketball game. But I'm glad Christian Brown is living out my dream here at the HBCU All-Star Game on CBS.
Changes everything. Capital One. What's in your wallet? The U.S. Army. Be all you can be. And by Intuit TurboTax. Make your moves. We'll make them count.
A building that looks calm on the outside, but havoc on the inside. Grand Canyon University. Team Rick Mahorn, Team Ben Wallace, the HBCU All-Star Game, and it's been Team Rick Mahorn, the front runners. 10 for 21 from behind the arc. Great shooting. And Sean McManus, the chairman of CBS Sports, is in the house, supporting this great event. Of course, he's retiring after the Masters. We thank Sean for all the great years of leadership at the top of CBS Sports.
Phenomenal leadership, Chris, and this is an indication and an example of that type of leadership. He's epitomized excellence in his role as chairman of CBS Sports. David Burson was there to his left. He's going to take over for Sean in the role of chairman of CBS Sports. But the leadership, the tone at the top that Sean has set during his tenure has been remarkable. continuity. Harold Bryant there as well to the left of David Burson. The executive team has been part of not only bringing this event to CBS, but being in attendance and supporting it in every way. And that's been indicative of how Sean has led. Continuity, excellence, innovation, and we wish him the very best as he exits from this stage after the Masters to move into the next chapter of his life. But he's been wonderful to work for and work with over the last several decades for me.
Well said, Clark. And as coaches, we always talk about telestration, but sometimes it's not just about telestration, it's about demonstration. And Sean has demonstrated just significant leadership ability.
Well said by you both. Team Rick Mahorn trying to add on to their lead before halftime. With Asante Price out of Benedict College at the line, Division II SIAC school in Columbia, South Carolina. Knocks down the free throws.
Well, Team Mahorn continues to maintain this 6 to 12 point cushion.
Very competitive game.
This next 2.5 minutes, Avery, really important, I think, for Team Wallace. Can they shave some of this deficit? In the meantime, if you're Team Mahorn, you'd love to be able to add to it.
Team Ben Wallace on the run. Great bounce pass. Coach Avery Johnson nodding his head. He loves the pass up ahead.
I like the fact he got two guys running the lane so that the point guard has an option there, Avery.
Retreating Dyson, leaning three. Oh, yeah. Deshaun Dyson.
Hey, when you can make a step-back three falling towards the corner on a fast break, that's significant confidence in your ability. That's not the first time he's made that shot.
Well, his head coach and athletic director at the Cookman has a impressive take by Wells.
I tell you, I've been very impressed with Christian Wells. Poise, skill, physicality. I mean, he hasn't played a lot of minutes, but he's done a lot of good things when he's been out there.
Kendall bumps, but gets the leaner and drop.
And during the break, I got a nice text from Rick Mahorn. He says, yes. Yeah, the legend himself. Thank you, Rick.
That is awesome. That third cut, big contact as Betran will head to the free throw line. Coming up at halftime, we'll have a live performance from the Clark Atlanta University Band and the Morehouse Cheerleaders. We'll also see the Divine Nine. That's all coming up here at halftime.
That's the one thing with HBCUs. The bands guys are incredible. I mean, they can put on a show. They've marched in a lot of different parades. Man, and you talking about entertainers.
Yeah.
That was the best part about going to HBCU football game, like the
human jukebox of Southern University.
Yes, sir. But all of the HBCUs, I mean, Jackson State has an incredible band.
Sonic Boom of the South.
That's right.
Gotta get them all a shout out. Great entertainment. Austin tips.
Big time work
brings it back. Austin making Team Ben Wallace proud.
Yes, indeed. Going after the glass like that.
It's time for the AT&T player profile. Alan Betran out of Philly. First season at Norfolk State. MEAC 6th Player of the Year. In fact, the first to win that award.
And they also won the CIT championship, and Betran had a team high 32 points in the semis and finals of that tournament.
Did I read something where Coach Robert Jones from Norfolk took a job somewhere else?
I did not see that, but I wouldn't be surprised. He's a high-level coach and has been.
I'll have to do some research.
I knew he was in the running, but I had not seen confirmation of whether or not he had taken another.
Raekwon Brown doubles the lead. Of course, that's the Raekwon Brown on Team Rick Mahorn. There is a Raekwon Brown who we talked to earlier on Team Ben Wallace. I'll be confused by the two. And once again, Jalen Alston, he's been a pogo stick underneath.
And he's not the biggest guy out there, but he's been the quickest guy to the ball a few times on the offensive glass. Look at that pass by Wells.
Oh, but the rejection by Price. Or check it, Dyson who threw it away. And then a whistle as the ball underneath, but that's the second effort defensively. You see it here.
Nice block from behind. That's what you call continuation.
Yeah.
You get beat on the play.
Don't give up.
You don't feel sorry for yourself. No excuses.
Stay in it. And that time Dyson was able to make a rear view block.
Jason Jimbo at the line from Tennessee State. Team went 10-8 in the Ohio Valley this past year. Coach Brian Penny Collins.
I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but this crowd is incredible.
Oh, yeah.
My goodness.
And this is our third year.
Yes.
This is the first packed house we've had. We've had good crowds in New Orleans and Houston, but this is clearly the most packed we've had a building, which has got to be exciting for these players.
Yes.
They bring the energy.
Look at this.
Man.
What a scene. This is awesome.
And that's the kind of support that Grand Canyon University basketball is used to having.
For sure.
Making a run in the NCAA tournament this year, beating St. Mary's.
And they took Alabama right to the wire in the game lead in the round of 32.
Raekwon Brown hits a three. 3 seconds to go. Beatran gets it off. It's a 3-point game at halftime.
Back and forth we went, and we've got a tight one here.
Team Rick Mahorn played the front-running role throughout most of the first half, but Team Ben Wallace made a closing run to make this a 3-point contest.
Yeah, 3-point game. Which team can come out in the second half in the first 4 minutes and play solid basketball without turning the ball over?
Let's go to AJ.
I'm here with Coach Lavelle Moten. This has been a back-and-forth game here. Your team obviously went on a run. What more do you need to see to get more separation in this one?
Well, they took it as an all-star game initially. I think the second half you'll see us guard a little better, compete a little harder, and try to get stops and manufacture some points on the offensive end of the floor. I just think if we get stops in the all-star game, we can manufacture some points.
And like you said, it's an all-star game. The guys over there were joking. You, Coach Jones, we haven't seen any smiles. What do we got to do to get a smile on your face in this one?
Yeah, we've been together the last 3 days. All my smiles out the window. I'm here to win. You know what I'm saying? So it's all fun and games, but we all competitors too, so we want to win.
How are you standing on business? Good luck, Coach.
You know it's going to be serious the next 20 minutes. Having fun in Phoenix, halftime. Stay tuned for some special performances coming up after these messages. You're watching the HBCU All-Star Game on CBS Sports. Warren leads halftime of the HBCU All-Star Game. And now it's time to enjoy these musical performances presented by the U.S. Army. First up, the Clark University Band.
HBCU performers in the country. First up, please welcome the mighty marching Panthers of Clark Atlanta University.
performance. We'll be back in a minute with a performance from the Morehouse College cheerleaders.
Please welcome the Morehouse College cheerleaders. Let's hear it for the Morehouse College cheerleaders.
We'll be back in a minute with a performance from the Divine Nine.
New CD
9 launched in this game. Team Mahorn has the advantage there. Have the slight advantage on the scoreboard. Hello and welcome courtside. Clark Kellogg, Avery Johnson. I'm Chris Lewis. I mean, the party that's going on at halftime here at Grand Canyon University. I have to say, get it in. What's going on? Get it in, Clark.
This is this type of music.
Let's go.
Old school.
Back in the day.
Music that we can understand.
Yes, yes. Now, nobody understands what it's like, all-star environment like you guys. You've covered this event the last couple of years. What were your observations of the first half?
Very competitive first half. And when you have a three-point game, and you heard Coach Motion, he said, look, I'm trying to win. I'm not trying to smile. And I think fans that's watching really appreciate that, and the fans that have turned out to watch it in person.
Let's time to check in with A.J. Ross.
Guys, I can tell you, Coach Johnny Jones repeated more of the same. He had the straight face. He was like, if you want to smile out of me, Team Ben Wallace got to win. But he said they need to do better with their ball distribution. He was not happy with the one pass and shoot action that we saw in that first half. He said that's not how they practiced this week, and he wants to see them adjust accordingly in the second half, guys.
That's great. We'll track it. The passes per possession. Oh, here we go. Keep the party going. There are three-point field goal attempts. I'm going to be honest, I don't know how many people are even looking at that note. But yes, a lot of threes, more threes in that half than you'll typically see in a full game when it's a non-all-star type environment. Grand Canyon University here in Phoenix for a Final Four weekend, the HBCU All-Star Game. Team Rick Mahorn, Team Ben Wallace.
If you guys notice on the stat sheet, Team Rick Mahorn had 35 points off the bench, so when Coach Moulton went to his bench, he got more production than Coach Jones did out of his bench.
No, exactly. And already we've got a three-point basket to tie this thing up to start this second half.
That is our fourth tie of this ball game.
And that's Deshaun Dyson stepping back in rhythm, quality look. And I imagine this thing to be snug most of the way here in the second half, Avery. The key will be which team can string together multiple stops. In a lot of places, they call it kills. Can we get 3 kills in a row, meaning the other team doesn't score, and we get a chance to add to our lead, but back and forth we go to start this half.
And which team can take quality threes?
Yeah.
That's a tough one right there.
That really was.
See, that's why it hit the side of the backboard.
That's a tough one, too. Oh, nice! Fred Cleveland, basically from Cleveland.
That's about where he started from, Chris. He's been impressive.
When you're 4 for 6 from the three-point line in the first half, you got to give him a little grace.
Yes, no doubt.
And it's Sunday, right?
Towns, guys, for the rebound. 8th-year college player, Zep Towns. Injuries and then the COVID year. Really enjoyed his stop at Howard. All the way to the rim, Fred Cleveland Jr. So he can do it outside and inside.
Now Fred Cleveland Jr. is giving you the whole package.
Yeah.
You know, it's the long-range 3. Okay, you're going to play me for the 3 again. Now I'm going to get downhill.
It is an uphill battle professionally for anybody who is his size, listed 5'9", corner 3, Dyson connects. But Fred Cleveland Jr., he talked to Chris Walker in the pregame and really mentioned like he is using this as a springboard for what he wants to be a long basketball career to follow.
Exactly, and he's showing that he's got some ability that certainly can transfer to the professional level. It will most likely take the right situation, but his shooting range, his shooting efficiency, his ability to probe, he's shown he can also make passes, but when you've got that type of explosiveness and the ability to shoot the 3 and finish, I haven't seen the floater, but I think he's got that in his game as well. I mean, he's got a package, to your point, Avery, that is pretty impressive.
In the words of Clark Kellogg, he has the floater in his toolbox.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with him, as well as Christian Wells. He's not on the floor right now for Team Mahorn, but he's been extremely impressive with his ability to score inside, put the ball on the floor, and just his IQ and feel for the game. You can get a sense of that, Avery, just sitting here watching how guys move, how they cut, how they pass it. And Christian Wells and Fred Cleveland Jr. have been really impressive for Team Mahorn.
That's a distance deuce, won't fall. Tip back, Williams has a swatted Chippo from the weak side. Team Ben Wallace keeps at it in a foul. This will be free throws, 26 and 27 of this game. Didn't necessarily anticipate that many free throws. English contenders Arsenal and take on German powerhouse Bayern Munich, highlighting an epic UEFA Champions League quarterfinal. This Tuesday, 2 Eastern on CBS, and stream every match live on Paramount Plus.
Deshaun Dyson Blues made 2 out of 2 threes in the second half. I thought they missed him a couple of times, the last 2 times down on the floor.
Yeah.
You know, when the guy's hot, you got to find him.
Yeah, you got to be looking for, be intentional about it. Yeah.
Jordan Smith back at the free throw line, splits the pair. Yeah, he helped lead Grambling to their first ever SWAC tournament championship and their first ever NCAA tournament appearance. They got a win in the first 4 over Montana State. Got to play Purdue in the first round of the Big Dance.
And Clark, Seth Towns hadn't really gotten it going yet, and that was a good look.
That was a good look for him. Yeah, he hadn't had many shots. But that was a quality look for him. He's still out there. But the thing about Seth is he's not going to try to force the issue.
This guy, he'll force the issue.
And gets it.
That's big time.
Christian Wells.
I look at Christian Wells. He's just a professional scorer.
I agree.
Williams scores from the corner of long ball.
He's been impressive as well. He started the game really strong, did Williams, Rashad Williams, and he's been pretty steady throughout.
1-point game. B-Train, leaner, perfect.
That was pretty well defended, too, guys. Now you don't want to go right back at it. Or maybe you do.
There's that one-handed pass into the lane, making Avery proud.
Beautifully done that time by Rashad Williams.
We've had about 4 or 5 passes in this game that is absolutely next level.
That's a rejection underneath. Jordan Smith sends it to the sideline. Will stay on this end.
A lot of times with a pass is not always throwing the ball to your teammate, but throwing it away from the defense.
There you go.
And that's exactly what happened on that.
Beautifully done. Let him right. That's what we call a room service dime. Because all you got to do is catch and eat.
Yes.
Great lead to the open area. Hit ahead pass and a defensive back. Chris Martin breaks up the pass. But Fred Cleveland Jr., it's been his game really from the opening tip.
Yeah, he's got 17, and he's knocked down 5 of 7 from 3.
Okay. And that's close. Just a 1-point game here in the second half. The Home Depot partnered with the HBCU All-Stars to restore the basketball court at Grant Park in Phoenix. On Friday, the renovated court built by the Home Depot was revealed and celebrated. The effort will help provide a safe and new environment for all ages to enjoy. As a centerpiece of the historic Grant Park neighborhood, the HBCU All-Stars, they were on hand at the ribbon-cutting ceremony. Of course, would signify the court is fully ready for play and for memories. Nothing like a new, fresh, outdoor, renovated court to go and ball on.
Yeah, that's where it all started for a lot of us.
Yeah.
On the court, it wasn't in an air conditioning gymnasium. We started playing park basketball, and one thing led to another. Sometimes even playing against people that are older than us.
Yes.
That's where you get a lot of your basketball IQ working through, situations where somebody's stronger, a little bit more wiser. How are you going to work out of that situation?
Now, did your outdoor court at home have double rims?
Yes.
So you couldn't take a jump shot.
Chain link nets.
Yeah.
All of that, man. Yeah. Sometimes there weren't nets.
Right, they were chain nets.
Yeah. But the love of the game grabbed you early. For many of us that ended up playing in high school, college, and on to the pro level. And for many of us, the love affair still exists. We just are doing it in different ways.
First lead since early in the first half for Team Ben Wallace. After that three-pointer by Raekwon Brown at a Mississippi Valley State. How about the perimeter defense being intense enough to draw a foul? We're getting to that point. 2-point game, second half. They're playing.
Well, we heard A.J. Ross talking to Lavelle Moulton, and then we also heard what she got from Johnny Jones. And it was clear that this game was going to be about competing and trying to find a way to win it. And that requires a commitment to getting stops and also sharing the basketball.
A trophy at stake, rings at stake, and that rainbow finds the pot of gold. And a foul from downtown.
Well, tell you what, guys, there have been a number of players that have been impressive. This young man has been one of them.
Yeah,
that rainbow stroke of his, quick release. He's got some bounce. He had a nice throw-down dunk, but that's a good-looking shot, and obviously a foul on Smith.
And when I talked to Coach Jones before the game, I said, Fred Cleveland Jr. is the obvious, but what's another guy that you're really concerned about? And he said Christian Brown.
Yeah, and I can see why.
We have Team Rick Mahorn upset about the whistle against them defensively.
I think that was their 13th three of the game. Team Rick Mahorn, is that correct?
Yeah, yes, 13 for 29, yes. 9 for 32 on the other side for Team Ben Wallace.
Yeah, but Deshaun Dyson has been big in this second half as Team Wallace has been able to momentarily take a lead. Team Mahorn has pretty much had the lead most of the game, but we're tight right now.
You're seeing more 1-for-1 substitutions in the second half versus the full 5-for-5. Davis volleys to the rim. Brandon Davis from Southern University lays it in.
Represent Coach Kevin Johnson from Southern University. Brandon, you know he's watching.
The son of Bonzi Wells, Christian Wells, knocks it off the board. Moten drop back. Davis jabs against Wells. Raekwon Brown.
I think Brown could have knocked that one down. He passed up a good shot there.
Grambling's Moten will head to the line.
Foul call on Team Rick Mahorn, number 3, Chris Martin.
Capital One is a proud partner of the HBCU All-Star Game. Pleased to donate $25,000 to the HBCU All-Star Scholarship Fund. This partnership extends Capital One's larger commitments to advancing racial equity through the Capital One Impact Initiative, a $200 million commitment to support growth in underserved communities and propel socioeconomic mobility by closing the gaps in equity and opportunity.
Moten had 21 points against Purdue.
Yeah,
in that
he sure did.
First round game. Played extremely well.
Yeah, they had a tough time guarding him.
Yeah.
Found a way to get by it all the way to the championship game. Wonder how many people scored more than 21 against Purdue in this NCAA tournament run. That ball fell into the cup, but with hands on the rim, that's disallowed and will go the other way.
Basket interference that time by Christian Brown. Good take. And yeah, that is illegal.
I don't even think that was legal in European basketball.
Raekwon Brown on the other end connects on a three and then skies for a rejection, but count the basket.
I'd like to see a replay on that one.
That basket credited to number 3, Chris Martin.
Oh, man, that seemed to be still on its way up.
Come on, play on.
Yeah, I agree. I think that was a missed call that looked to be on its way up, and it hadn't got to the backboard first. That looked to be a clean block.
Scoop layup in traffic by Trey Richardson.
Beautiful take that time. Very efficient, explosive move right to the rack.
From Elizabeth City State in North Carolina, the Viking gets on the board.
This guy surpassed 1,000 points in the CIAA tournament.
Raekwon Brown again. Hand touched the rim. Offensive forward for Team Wallace.
Well, they've really come out and taken control of this game, guys, thus far. With ball movement, solid defense.
No look tap pass. Gets to Richardson. Poke from him.
And we know that's the easiest time to attempt the three is on an offensive rebound.
Wilcox wants three. A little long. Offensive board for Chris Martin. Pullback three. Front iron.
Well, the shot selection just hasn't been of good quality overall here in the second half for Team Mahorn, and it's costing them.
Davis, no.
I think
Neal, O-board.
Yeah, had Davis made that shot, probably would have seen the timeout.
Richardson off the mark as well.
I think both teams a little gassed here, Avery, because they've been going up and down.
Yep,
decent amount of time.
That's right, and now we're about to get wholesale subs again.
Christian Wells has that bully ball type of game.
He does. He's got a lot in his package that you like. Knows how to use his body. Down the block there, although he might have gotten away with a bump foul on the drive.
Wells sees a lane.
Good look.
That's a dunk.
Wilcox instead decides to lay it in. Down to a two-point contest.
From what I'm being told, Christian Wells has several offers already to play ball overseas.
No surprise there.
Moten got it. And Michael Moten rings the bell from distance.
We got a little bit of a track meet going on here.
Yeah, we do. Back and forth.
Minutes.
Yeah, up and down.
Have 9 players at the scorer's table waiting to check in. And they're waiting there for a couple of minutes. Wells, oh yeah! 3 taps to the head as he pulls back on a 3.
Yeah, he makes that shot, it's lights out.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
He's pretty much unstoppable.
Yeah, because he can put it on the floor. He's got a really good body, good feel.
In college, said he really hadn't heard of it until his dad joined the staff. Wide on a three-pointer from the corner. Battle for the rebound. Picked up by Team Ben Wallace. That's O'Neal.
You got numbers. 3-on-2.
They look up for Richardson. Count it. You can see a little huffing and puffing.
They need a timeout, Avery. I'm with you. They are gassed. And a lot of times you have mistakes when that's the case. Finally.
Well, you know it's an HBCU all-star game when you get some dancing, some flavor to it.
They do it different when we're talking about HBCU.
Oh, what do you mean they? You do it different, Clark Kellogg.
I'm telling you, Coach Staley.
Spectacular plays in competitive game. Just a 5-point contest here in the second half. Thursday, the HBCU All-Stars put their skills on display at the Pro Day Combine.
Good morning. You're going to do BAM testing today. You're going to get benchmarks to see where you're good at things and not so good at things. You are creating a resume. This is your first day as a pro. You've been waiting whole life for this experience.
That's the fastest one.
Starting out. Okay, have fun. Enjoy it, all right?
One, two, three. Let's go, let's go.
And you saw some of the standouts at the Pro Day Combine. Chris Martin from Clark, Atlanta put on a show.
Well, he sure did. Those are some impressive numbers when you look at what he was able to get done, as well as Jordan O'Neal. That's getting up off the ground. You go
look at that vertical.
Yeah, 41 and a half.
Rank as if it were the NBA Combine from last year is a good little note there to just really put into perspective
exactly
what you're watching.
How they compare to the very best in the world who do it.
So Team Rick Mahorn with the basketball. They're down 5. They led most of the first half. Thanks in large part to this guy, Fred Cleveland Jr.
Now this is a set play coming out of the timeout.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Well executed.
Jordan Simpson.
A lot of times coaches try to gain an advantage. You know, when you have those timeout situations, talk to your team about defense, but you try to draw up a play to get your team an easy basket.
And they did it just the way it was drawn up there, Avery.
Coach, is it difficult in an all-star game setting to draw up a play on the fly, or are these guys so basketball IQ high that it's really not that difficult of an ask?
No, it's not that difficult. And what happens is you probably start off your first practice with the guys working on those special situations.
Okay. Cleveland has 17 points to lead Team Rick Mahorn.
Wells has 15 and has been every bit as impressive. That one's wayward.
P.J. Henry zooms. Clark, you said he could be an MVP contender for Team Ben Wallace. They get the steal. Numbers. Kendall banks it home.
He's been impressive too, Jeremiah Kendall. He's got 11 now after that bucket.
And that's why you always tell young players, when you're dribbling the basketball, keep your head up.
Yeah.
You got to have a panoramic view of the court because somebody may be open.
Wells screens. Harris finds Wells. First step, pulleys to the rim and draws the foul. Time to test your knowledge. Today's Aflac trivia question. Which HBCU school has the most NCAA tournament round of 64 appearances? We're talking Division I. We'll have the answer to that in a bit. Harris flings to Beatrand. Draws the help of the big, which leaves Simpson the drop-off. Jordan Simpson lays it in.
Hey, Chris, don't look on your phone for the answer.
Yeah, I mean, might have run through it before the game, so I might have an idea. So I just want to keep my mouth shut, but not spoil it for the folks at home. I want to even give a hint. Austin fouled. Might be the hardest working guy at the All-Star game here. But Beatrand drops it off. There's Team Rick Mahorn getting back in it.
When you put on that uniform.
All-Star game. Revisiting today's AFLAC trivia question, which HBCU school has the most NCAA tournament round of 64 appearances? We go to the SWAC. Texas Southern with their 8th.
I think Johnny Jones has had several of those, a few of those. Mike Davis had a number of those as well. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Southern just missed out, Coach Avery.
What is going on here? Coach Ben
You're
Job.
tied for second.
Yep. My legendary coach, rest in peace, Coach Ben Job. We played fast and furious.
There you go. A second with AJ.
Well, guys, as you talk about a championship mentality, Johnny Jones in that last time out was telling his team this game is going to be won on the other end of the floor, the defensive end of the floor. He's not worried about his team scoring. He said, especially in the pick and roll game, the big guys got to stay level. They have to hedge better so that the other big guys aren't getting those easy layups. But he emphasized defense to win this one out, guys.
He's coaching.
Oh, for real? Hey, anytime you get between those lines, Avery, whether there's a trophy at stake or not, you want to come out on top. If you're going to show up, we might as well win.
We could be playing dominoes, Uno, whatever it is.
That's right.
Live tonight, CBS presents the CMT Music Awards. Performances by Jelly Roll, Keith Urban, Kelsey Ballerini, Lainey Wilson, Old Dominion, and more. The CMT Music Awards live tonight on CBS.
Call me when Jelly Roll is performing.
We'll get you right in front of the TV. Deshaun Dyson, who's had it in fuego. Second half to this game, he has 17 points.
He's putting himself into MVP consideration, folks.
And we're going down the other way with Team Ben Wallace extending their lead to 9, their largest.
I wonder what school A.J. Ross was going to attend if she didn't go to Howard. I wonder.
There's no second place, right?
You got inside information.
I wonder. You know, what was her second option? HBU second option.
I can answer that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So I actually went on an HBCU college tour. So I went all up and down the East Coast and saw every school on the Eastern Seaboard. I have to say, I loved Clark. Coincidentally, as their band and has a lot of representation here, Clark was my second choice.
All right.
I like that question.
That's a tour. That's the tour to do, by the way. That sounds like an epic tour to decide where you want to go to school. Meanwhile, Jalen Austin, the muscle and the hustle to get the hoop in the horn.
Well, I'll tell you what, Team Wallace has really grabbed this one by control. They trailed it by 3 at the half, and they're plus 11. And they don't seem to be letting up at all. They've knocked down threes. Deshaun Dyson has been a huge factor in turning things around. This guy's been terrific as well. Jalen Austin doing work inside despite not being the biggest guy out there. I mean,
yeah, he would be considered an undersized 4, but he plays bigger than
much bigger than he is. There's Dyson, good run down there.
Save the ball and then deflects it off the body of the defender and out of bounds. So you see Team Wallace really turning it up defensively.
Yeah, what a sense of urgency here.
I love you said that, Avery, because that's exactly right. Deshaun Johnson has been terrific, and he's been the catalyst. Not just with his shot making, but with his energy and effort.
35 made field goals to just 5 turnovers. Hard to imagine these guys just became familiar with each other.
Well, I think that's a credit to them and to the coaches leading both of these teams. It's a short turnaround time when you've got a couple of days and you're doing so much other stuff to be able to put together a fairly cohesive unit.
Yeah, I like that. This is just not an all-star game. It's
agreed.
a comprehensive celebration.
Martin calls timeout. Team Rick Mahorn needs a boost. They're down 11 in Phoenix. The HBCU All-Star Game on CBS.
Of the HBCU All-Star Game is sponsored by Intuit TurboTax. Make your moves. We'll make them count. Dove Men Plus Care. Care makes all the difference. AT&T. Connecting changes everything. And by the Home Depot. Proud partner of the HBCU All-Star Game.
Phoenix, the host, 2024 Final Four HBCU All-Star Game. Take a look at the game summary, and the three-point number starting to even out, which means Team Wallace has led that comeback and are now vaulted in front by double digits.
Yeah, exactly. They've done a nice job. Defensively, they've been better, and they've gotten a number of guys to contribute to a heck of a turnaround so far in this second half.
Leading the second half, 41-27. Let's go to AJ.
Guys, I can tell you Lavelle Moten was emphasizing crashing the boards to his team. He was saying too many offensive rebounds have been given to Team Horn, and that's why they're not getting enough opportunities at the other end of the floor. He said crash the boards, and we'll stay in this one, guys.
Well, it was one and done on that trip for Team Rick Mahorn.
And I tell you another thing, Coach, Team Wallace has done a magnificent job of taking care of the basketball overall in an all-star game. Very limited turnovers.
Yeah, that's a great call, AJ.
13-point advantage for Team Ben Wallace. HBCU All-Star Game. Clark Kellogg, Avery Johnson, Chris Lewis, A.J. Ross on the sideline. That's Christian Brown finishing in traffic and scoring.
Well, they're going to need more of that to get all the way back, and that's a good start. Try to get something in close. But to your point, AJ, about Team Wallace and the turnovers, they had 3 at halftime, and they're only up to 5 right now. I mean, that is remarkable.
That's similar. UConn last
20
night
assists and 4 turnovers.
Yes, right.
Well, when you take care of it, you give yourself a chance to get a good shot every time down.
And even if you miss, you can get an offensive rebound.
There you go. Exactly.
Or get fouled.
Taking care of the ball has built the lead, and a three-point shot increases the advantage. Sean Williams from Detroit. Cleveland, and now Wilcox can't get the tip back. And how about the snatch from Jordan O'Neal to bring down that rebound?
Yeah, Rashard Williams, a SWAC newcomer of the year. You know, this guy was first in the SWAC and made 3-point shots, 3 a game.
Yeah, I like his stroke. He's also made some plays outside of just knocking down threes.
That's a deep one. Off the mark from Williams. And we're talking turnovers and how Team Ben Wallace doing a great job of taking care of it. That is turnover number 13 for Team Rick Mahorn.
Well, that's a big difference.
It's time for the Intuit TurboTax moves of the game. Cleveland shooting from Glendale.
Yeah, but he's cooled off here in this second half. And his team has cooled off with him. They find themselves now down 13 with the clock very much working against them.
And it'll be interesting in an all-star game, how much does Team Ben Wallace utilize the clock? You know, maybe not shoot as quick.
Cleveland wide left. You mentioned him cooling off. Great rejection from behind to send it away. Trey Richardson gets the block. His Team Wallace using that defense that Ben Wallace was known for. Up 13. Who you're rooting for? Fan work is thirsty work. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? try and decide. Really, between stoppages entertainment here at Grand Canyon University, it's been almost as entertaining as a game. And we already saw Clark getting it in. Avery, you're getting involved a little bit now.
Guys, you guys know my daughter Christiane Johnson is getting married next Saturday.
Yes.
I hope our DJ is as good as this DJ.
Yeah, he's been on fire. He's been on fire.
Jam after jam after jam. I mean, I thought DJ Burns might have been the most popular DJ here in this area right around the Final Four weekend, but no, we got some got a DJ to contest.
Yeah, it's been good in here.
I'll tell you what, but DJ Burns had a phenomenal year for North Carolina State.
He did for sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Grand Canyon University, by the way, sold this event out 7,200 plus in the building.
How about that? How about that?
And they've been seriously entertained, you know, quality three-point shooting.
There's a foul on the dunk attempt from Christian Brown, with Team Ben Wallace holding a 101-86 lead over Team Richmond Horn.
And that's another example of how entertaining this game has been. Even though, you know, Brown was unsuccessful in that dunk, it was the attempted block from behind. Two guys playing above the rim.
Yeah, even the free throws are a party. And you can see why Grand Canyon University has such a great home court advantage. Part of their story, their success. Coach Drew leading them to the NCAA tournament this year and beating St. Mary's in a 12-5 upset in the first round.
It's the third year in a row that Bryce Drew and his staff have led this Lopes team to the NCAA tournament. And I think those kind of postseason opportunities are going to continue.
101-88, under 3 left. Team Ben Wallace with the lead and the ball.
We've had teams like Grambling obviously make some noise in the tournament this year. Texas Southern has. Norfolk State. We'll see if a new team is going to break out next year.
And then, of course, a new group to compete in this event next year. 101-88 still the score with 2:38 left here in this second half, where Team Richmond Horn had the first half advantage, led it at halftime, but Team Ben Wallace, led by Coach Johnny Jones of Texas Southern and Jason Armstrong of Lincoln University in Pennsylvania, they have flipped the script in half 2.
They really have, and they've gotten contributions throughout the roster, Avery. I mean, you got 5 guys, 6 guys in double digits for Team Wallace, led by Deshaun Dyson with 17. Austin has 12, and then 4 guys have 11. Jordan Smith, Jeremiah Kendall, Rashad Williams, and Raekwon Brown.
Clark, when there's balance like that, it's hard to think, you know, MVP. It's almost a team effort.
Because I'm trying to figure out where is that trophy going to land, because there are some worthy candidates up and down the roster for Team Wallace.
And there could be an argument that, you know, we have a co-MVP and maybe even have, you know, Fred Cleveland Jr. I mean, he's played well. But I know Clark loves to reward winners.
I was saying, I mean, I appreciate your sentiment there, Avery, but in a game where Team Wallace has come from behind, controlled things in the second half, I would think we'd be able to find an MVP recipient from that roster. All credit to Fred Cleveland Jr. He has been impressive, as has this guy at the line, Christian Wells.
First missed free throw of the game, but Wells, 15 points, 5 boards. Lemoyne Owen College, 4th in the conference in scoring this past season at 17 a game.
Look like Team Wallace is going to use some clock.
Yeah. Well, they've executed really well here in this second half.
Yeah, so this is a 5-out Everybody from Team Wallace is above the three-point line to try to create. Now it's 4 out, 1 in to try to create a driving lane here.
The Southern Jaguar, Davis creates, step back, Dyson.
That was excellent defense.
Dyson, team high 17. Martin is fouled.
Well, that's what you want. There's not much time, but if you're going to have any chance to get back, if your team Mahorn, you want to get opportunities with that clock stopped.
So it's either an old-fashioned three, trying to drive to the basket, or stop and pop at the three-point line. You don't have enough time for twos.
That's right.
In offense fast, but the 80% free throw shooter this past season misses the first. Imagine you don't have many free throws during the season taken with that kind of an environment, though. DJ playing those students.
Unless you're playing in the MEAC.
That's fair.
Or the SWAC.
That's fair.
Or the SIAC. The CIAA.
Yeah, rarely at a basketball game you're hearing that type of music at the free throw line. A gospel song that's saying he's able, and then we missed the shot.
Come on, just know the moment. You gotta hit that free throw.
Yeah, you gotta hit that.
There we go.
There he is. I may have to fly him in.
If you say DJ. That DJ Malski. That's what I'm sure that's how we pronounce that.
He's been on the show, not just behind the ones and twos, if you will. He's gone out to the floor a few times, too, to get the crowd lights. There we go. Got the chain along with the
Malski. DJ Malski. I just saw the phonetic pronunciation. DJ Malski has been on point all game long.
That's how you know the branding is there, too. You got the pronunciation right there by the logo. The chain is the logo as well.
Nothing left to change.
This is the first year I've seen Clark Davis.
I was moving a little bit the last couple of years, too, but this environment, sold-out crowd, high-level play, and the DJ was platinum level.
And they're still here. Yeah. The crowd is still
Christian Wells showing those Bonzi Wells top height. Those top hops as he's able to get up there and throw it down. Stumbling to the ground, Jalen Alston. And you're talking about the guys who have numbers for Team Wallace. Alston only has 12, but those 10 rebounds, he's been a hustle player.
Really good call, Chris. I mean, I'm looking at the roster trying to figure out who I would tab as the MVP. I still haven't decided. Certainly Deshaun Dyson has been a catalyst for this second half comeback, but your point is well made. Jalen Alston in limited time, a double-double is impressive. And I thought Jeremiah Kendall was extremely effective. Rashad Williams.
We only got 50 seconds left. And a big shout out to our CBS crew behind the scenes. Thank you for all your hard work, everybody. There's too many people to mention, but everybody. Welcome.
And as Avery mentioned, the countless people putting in all the hours this week here in Phoenix.
I think Corey and Commodity's just been following me all around the country. I can't get away from him.
All I know is whenever games you guys are around
with two worse guys than that.
My guys.
The audience is all the better for it. I know that too.
Yes, indeed.
Last couple of possessions for each team. The Team Ben Wallace comeback effort in the second half. They'll get the trophy, the rings, and maybe most importantly, the bragging rights. Cleveland short, Harris boards, Wells fires. That won't fall.
We've had a couple of guys that made it a name for themselves in this game.
I think they did.
Yep.
Impressed quite nicely.
Final 10 seconds from Phoenix. The third annual HBCU All-Star Game belongs to Team ringside, return with a trophy presentation and more from Grand Canyon after this here on CBS. Chuck. Some fantastic athletes put on a show in front of an atmosphere that was one to be a part of.
I agree, 100%. Year 3 has taken it to another level for the HBCU All-Star game in every way.
This game was a microcosm of how college basketball is being played. We saw some elite three-point shooting today.
Yeah.
Combined 30 made threes between the two teams. Let's go to A.J. Ross.
That's right. I'm here with Coach Jones. You predicted it. You said you were going to make some adjustments at halftime. They needed to spread the ball around. Don't call it a comeback, but they got the win. How proud are you of these guys?
We're real excited for these young men. I thought both teams played extremely hard. I thought it was a great show for the fans. At the end of the day, I thought the guys did a much better job of sharing the basketball in the second half, locking in on the defensive end, and taking chance opportunities on the offensive end. I thought it was a big difference in the game.
6 guys in double digits. Deshaun Dyson leading the way for you guys. This is just a sample, though, of the talent across HBCUs. How special was this for you, coaching these guys?
Well, I couldn't be more excited to have an opportunity to see these guys be able to perform on this type of platform, get this type of exposure like this. At the end of the day, you got to really be excited for them. And for them to be able to do it, in this style. It looked like an NBA game, so many guys in double figures. It shows what their talent level is. It shows what they're extremely capable of. And Dyson, how about him with a double-double today?
Absolutely. Congratulations. We got the smile from you.
Thank you.
Got the smile and got the trophy. Team Ben Wallace. 6 players in double figures. Congratulations to Team Wallace, the winner of the Intuit TurboTax HBCU All-Star Game Championship Trophy.
Presented by Intuit TurboTax. Welcome back, Harold Bryant, Executive Producer,
Harold Bryant,
Vice President of Productions at
Vice President of Production at CBS Sports, handing the trophy, as well as the founder of this event. Will hand the trophy over to Team Ben Wallace. So that's the trophy. One more check with AJ with the game's MVP.
That's right. Deshaun Dyson, 19 points, 5 threes. What does it mean for you to have this type of performance on this type of stage?
I felt good actually bringing the HBCU culture to Phoenix, so that was the special thing out here, and going out there to compete for the SWAC and to finally beating the MEAC. So it was great.
Holding it down, representing. Also, this entire experience, though, has been on and off the floor this entire weekend. What has it meant bonding with these guys and competing against some of the best across all HBCUs?
It was special because everybody came and was ready to put on the show, and everybody knew they had to compete. So everything went great, and all us came together during meetings and wanted to put on the show for the crowd out here.
You certainly did. It was an amazing show. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What a show it was, and congratulations to the MVP of the 3rd annual HBCU All-Star Game. Pleasure to spend it with both of you, Clark, Avery, AJ.
Enjoyed it, Chris. It was a great day.
Wonderful time.
Great environment. Tonight on CBS begins with 60 Minutes, followed by the CMT Music Awards. For Clark Kellogg, Avery Johnson, AJ Ross, our entire crew here with CBS, this is Chris Lewis saying so long from Phoenix.
Colbert's new with Congress.